Hello, welcome to this YouTube channel, arrowcody, and we are welcoming Leo the Great. So, Leo the Great, and now we are going to explain his behalf and his opinion on it, as well as the behalf of my opinion on what martial arts is and what it should be used for and what it should not be used for, but also knowing what a good teacher is compared to a bad teacher. So basically, we're going to learn the way and the values of quality of bettering yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, and understanding what martial arts can help with that, but also the behalf of a good teacher versus a bad teacher. So, Haston, you go first. What's your behalf and belief on that?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's basically all about self-discipline, self-admonishment, self-pleasure, uh, and also teaching the community some skills that you may possess for the greater good of humanity. Um, we have been lucky enough to collaborate on ideas in the past, and we've seen the outcome, and it's strictly possessive. I mean, it's progressive. I mean, it's just exponential. And once you put your heart in something, it's supposed to be passionate. It's supposed to be passionate, sincere, and just like charity in the same sense as this is, we are opening up doors that don't seem to be closing or cannot close, which is a blessing. And if one door closes, you have many more that open on its following. Following. You have many more opening following. And every great teacher has a great mentor at all times. Someone who you can call in case of an emergency, someone you could call in case of disenfranchisement, and it's just a wonderful cause. Martial arts is a wonderful cause. It basically molds and transforms you if you let it, if you allow it to. You know, uh, every great teacher has a great student. And I became a student. And Arrow Cody, he'd give his last breath for martial arts.
Yeah.
And that's just a priceless comparison to progressiveness and commitment, devotion. And when you have someone to cross your path having a like mind as you may have, then it's only magic. It's phenomenal what could take place or what could possibly transpire from that. So enjoy your teachings, enjoy your lessons, practice, be committed. Um, don't let anyone discourage you or try to deter you from your belief and what you feel may work best for you. And I'm always here. I'm just a click away.
So,
Yeah.
basically, a martial arts teacher should not look on the values of sports. It should not look on the quality of being a sportsman, of fighting all the time. Basically, martial arts is a way to grow, strive, perfect yourself, understand yourself, better the student as well as the student bettering the teacher, learning from each other and growing to strive to enlightenment, acknowledging that defeat is effortless, and accepting that even if you're defeated, you can still learn from that mistake and strengthen yourself up mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and understand that fighting should not be used as a sport. Martial arts should not be used as a sport.
As a weapon.
Yeah, it should not be used as a part of going out there and making a name for yourself. It should be used as a part of striving a lifestyle. That's basically what it is. A striving to lifestyle, live better, understand better, strengthen yourself, become a better you,
and not to be ego stricken.
Huh?
Not to be ego stricken.
Yeah. And be more confident,
humble
yourself mentally, physically, but also emotionally and spiritually by understanding, being more connected to your God, or what you believe in, and being more connected to living your life to the full potential of who you are, and not living up to other people's expectations, but living up to your own expectations, and understanding that we can all be connected and united as one if we can all learn to forgive and have mercy on the souls that do us wrong. Because even though there's wrong
He
people
cut
in,
his hair, y'all. He
yeah.
cut his hair. Bald head. He got a little hair in the back.
And even though people do us wrong, there's ways around stuff without having to fight and take a mass destruction part of life. There's a way to mercifully be humbleized by actualization of realizing that we can humble ourselves through this exercise of mental status, that we can become a martial arts teacher by forgiving and have mercy on our enemy. Even though they did us wrong, there's ways around it without having to fight. That's what martial arts should be about, and it's about teaching that way of being coming that
Through
way.
generations and generations of teachings, we have kind of accrued our own opinions and our own willpower to fit the standards of the teachings, the moral teachings that took place thousands of years ago. And it's beautiful, and it's very thought provoking, act provoking, and it's used for a greater cause and a greater
Responsibility.
hierarchy of
Mhm.
responsibility. And you know, once you learn, you're able to pass down knowledge that you know and that you've become king with. Hopefully, giving and instituting into another person all that you know, and being confident that they will take it with a grain of salt. So,
Yeah. So a good martial arts teacher versus a bad martial arts teacher. Basically, a good teacher doesn't look on the qualities and values of competition. He looks on the qualities and values of his students to better himself mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and creating opportunities and not circumstances. A good martial arts teacher looks on the behalf of the behavior of others before they can teach. So basically, if you don't have respect for yourself and other people around you, a good martial arts teacher should not accept you for that bad behavior and bad confidence of doing wrong to others. A good teacher doesn't teach bad people. A good teacher teaches those who are willing to behave and behave in a mental status of understanding itself and respecting their self, as well as respecting others around them.
and legislatively, it makes you feel a lot better. It gives you a sense of uh, leadership. It gives you a sense of leadership, and basically fits your portfolio how you may want it to fit your portfolio. Think of it as a repertoire. It's your reputation. Everything that you do is on file from some way and some sort. So if you created your own file box and your own phone book within your mind, then you'll understand the key techniques that it may take to be an awesome and more advanced superior warrior and martial arts student. Um, Whatever you feel that's angering you, that's hurting you, that's possessing you, or anything of that nature, you're able to express yourself and vent through actualization. You're able to vent to your teacher, to your mentee, to God above, and it helps. It really does. It helps with depression, anxiety, uh, paranoia, schizophrenia, and it's ultimately a bonus and a blessing. And you should see it that way. Is that right,
Yeah,
Arrow Cody?
yeah.
Yeah, you should see it that way.
But a good teacher doesn't go for competition because he's not trying to make a name for himself. He's trying to make a name for his what he believes in higher power. So he's trying to make a symbolization of an image that can be remembered through legacy and not man-made material. He's looking for a better youth of creating opportunities to grow, strive, and succeed in his lifestyle and making it his lifestyle. A good teacher don't look for competition. He doesn't look for money. He looks to better himself, his student, and respect for others in the environment around him and being aware of his surroundings to know how to cope with the situation when it comes down to it.
Mhm.